And those in the Shaivism, they are the followers of Shiv. They are the worshippers of Shiv, right? For them, Shiv is the supreme. For them, Shiv is the greatest. For those following Shiv, the Shaivism, Shiva is the Brahman, Shiva is the creator, Shiva is the sustainer, Shiva is the destroyer. For them, Shiva is the main deity, right? For those who follow the Shaivism, characteristics of Shaivism. So this is one thing you can write, right? What is the belief about Shiv here? If you get a question about the distinct characteristics of Shaktism, same thing you're going to write. I mean, one of the idea here, si question-là, si lo Shaktism, que Shakti is the greatest, the creator, etc. Same for Vaishnavism, right? So we have different faiths, no? Different people have different faiths. They consider God in different forms. They pray God in different forms. It's up to them. Now, most Shaiva or bien Shaivites, you can say, believe in Jivan Mukti. Remember, Jivan Mukti, we have two types of Mukti, Videha Mukti and Jivan Mukti. Jivan Mukti say, when you're still alive in this world, you can get liberation. So the Shaiva, they believe in this possibility in getting Jivan Mukti. Actually, it's true, ki fair, parce que we need to get Jivan Mukti, to get Videha Mukti. Videha Mukti means when you die, your soul merges with the Supreme Soul. Mais pour nous capables arrive the stage of Videha Mukti, quand nous morts, the soul will merge with the Supreme, nous sommes capables de Jivan Mukti. Then the Videha Mukti will be possible, right? So most of the Shaivs, they believe that Jivan Mukti is very much possible. And what is the way to get that Jivan Mukti? What is the way to reach Shiv? By doing service, by doing worship, and by doing meditation. The ways to get Mukti, right? Now, one can follow all of them. It's their choice. Ou bien les capables follow one of these paths. And any paths taken here will lead to Shiv, will lead to liberation. So Shaivism teaches this. You choose your path, either service, either worship, either meditation, or called yoga as well. But bhakti is considered, has been made the most important aspect. In almost all the traditions here, Vaishnavism, Shaivism, Shaktism, Smartism, bhakti has been made the most important one, right? Doing the bhakti is the strongest forms in Shaivism as well, right? And it consists of what? How do we do the bhakti? Like we always do, praying Shiv, going to temple, the Shivling and all. Devotional things like singing songs, prayers to him, okay, austerities, asceticism, asceticism like total detachment, that is also a form of bhakti, right? For some forms, Shaivism is not compatible with the duty of some ashrama, especially the grihastashram. N'est pas compatible with qui fait parce que grihastashram, nous tous vivons ensemble, we have children, we have responsibilities, we get attached to each other, but Shiv teaches detachment. Malgré sa famille, lié à sa famille, he lives doing meditation, At times, Shiv is in the cremation grounds. At times, you will see him dressed, having skulls. Et bien sûr, ce lens, you know well, the tiger skin, right? But the style of Shiv, whatever, however, the way Shiv is very much the way a sannyasi should live. A vanprasthi or a sannyasi should be living. Shiv lives a life of complete detachment. And this is the aim of the vanprasthi and the sannyasi. So in some people believe that they wear a ling, instead they wear a sacred thread. Ena admit sacred thread, Banshave, some of them they use the sacred thread. Some of them they put the tilak, c'est qui nous met au front, the tilak in 3 horizontal lines. Ban Vaishnavs, vous trouvez, je pas mettre horizontal line, je mettre vertical, right? With a red dot here in the middle, and the red dot signifies the third eye of Shiv. Now there are also some beliefs in the avatars of Shiv. Some of them they believe in the avatars of Shiv. For example, Veerbhadra, one example of his avatar. He came for for just a particular purpose to destroy the sacrifice of Daksh, to destroy evils, right? So these are few things you can write. If you have other stuff, you add. View Pico's characteristics of Shaivism. You don't talk characteristics of Shiv, okay, but of Shaivism. Fais bien attention, Yeshdev, the problem of, we were talking about that, where you facilement get deviated, no, when writing an answer. La question n'est pas sur Shiv, but sur Shaivism. Next question, if we see the importance of Ganesh in Smartism. Remember the five deities in Smartism. There are 5 particular deities. One is usually the main in it, depending on the person. Sili Ganesh, Puli, the main, so it is Ganesh. So what is the importance of Ganesh in Smartism, right? Well, so Smartism, as I said, say the worship of the 5 deities. Do mention that in your work. It is one important point. Okay. It is the worship of the 5 deities, and the deities are, you mentioned them, Vishnu, Shiv, Ganesh, Surya, or you write the sun, and Shakti. And they are considered to be equal. In Smartism, we never say Ganesh is superior than Shiv or Surya is superior than Shakti. No, they are all the same. They are considered to be equal, the same. But as I said, there is one major deity there, major in the sense, si la personne prefer the worship of Ganesh. Like you, let's say one of you prefer the worship of Shiv. Shiv is your major deity, your central deity, right? So we can focus on the worship of one here or on the worship of all. That is also okay, right? So the Smartism is aligned with the philosophy of Advaita. Advaita veut non-dualism, not two, ce qui pas deux, that is one. So the point here is we have 5 deities, And the five deities are believed or considered to be equal. They are considered to be equal with Advait. They are not different, they are not two, they are not separate, they are one. There is this unity here. This is called the Advaita. Okay. And they are all Brahman. No, they are not separate. Ekam Sad Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. They are not separate, they are one, they are all Brahman. I'm not going to say Brahmins, but they are all Brahman. Brahman who has taken different forms for different purposes. That's what it is. Savita Ganesh in a specific, in an importance among uh, the Smartism, among the deities of Smartism, the equally important compared to Vishnu, compared to Ganesh, to Shiv, compared to Shakti and Surya, the equally important, right? But why are we praying him in this, right? Parce que he is the remover of obstacle, as you know. Ganesh is the remover of obstacle. He is Vigneshwara. Vigneshwar means remover of problems, of obstacles. And he has been blessed. He got the boon. He has been blessed to be worshipped the first. Before any undertaking, before any prayer, students pray him for knowledge, right? If we are going for an interview, for an exams, whatever it is, we pray him. And some people place his statue, his picture in front of the house, no? At times outside the house or at the main entrance or at the door, because he's a protector, he's a guardian. Remember, he was created for that purpose. So Mama créé for that purpose, to be a guardian, right? So people who follow the Smarta, the Smartism, the Smarta followers, they give quite much importance to Ganesh. They give much importance to Ganesh because he's a remover of problems and no one wants problem in their life or in anything that good they are doing. They don't want problems, right? So this so he is considered before acts of worship, as I told you, teaching and the blessing, right? You add that. It's not needed that you go in the details like the story, Kinarive, Pulika, Pulingay, the boon to be worshipped the first. Those details are not necessary here. Okay. So while Ganesh is considered one among the five deities in the Smartism, there is also a branch of Hinduism, the Ganapatyas, right? They are the one who worship Ganesh, and for them, Ganesh is considered to be the supreme. We don't go in details in this. This is not in our syllabus, but it is part of Paskunupik Kozlo Ganesh. Some people, like the Maharashtrians, that celebrate the Ganesh Chaturthi with great pomp. Huh? Kinapil Marathi. Pan Marathis, Pan Maharashtrians. They celebrate the Ganesh Chaturthi with great pomp. But their main deity is Ganesh, right? So you can add this here as well, right? So yeah, there's a part, some people, part of Hinduism, a branch of Hinduism, qui se prie him as the supreme Brahman, right? So you write your stuff, you elaborate on your stuff here. Sorry. Vaishnavism is the most influential Hindu tradition. Bon, pour sa question B là, il est capable de nous explain the importance of Surya within Smartism. Qui fait nous prier Surya? It's a tradition, premièrement. In tradition, or you call it a culture, or you call it ritual of praying Surya, the sun, in the morning, right? Servi anticipated experience or bien what you have seen around, pas this, theories and all, or bien notes. So we pray him in the morning. Why do we pray him? We usually say before sunrise, we need to pray Surya before sunrise. Pas quand l'infini rise. Before sunrise or when there is sunrise at that particular moment, we need to pray him. Bon, parfois, nous faisons après aussi, fine, but the best time is before sunrise or at the moment it is going to rise. Now, the rising of the sun, bon, sun bien sûr, il pas rise, you know that, but we call it in that way. The rising of the sun signifies light, no? It is giving us light. It signifies light. That is, you know the verse, Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Tamassa. The sun is removing the tamas, which is the darkness. He is removing the darkness. And what is he giving? Jyotirgamaya. Jyoti. Jyoti means light. Lipedonu light. So what does that signify? Il est bien littéral, bien sûr. Quand un a soleil élevé, nous bien la lumière. Bien sûr, literal thing. But what does that really mean? In our life, we have darkness. Darkness in what way? Ignorance, attachment, bondage, lack of knowledge, bad qualities, bad habits, etc., etc. And we needed to get that sun within us rise, no? That is, we need to replace these by goodness, virtues, good qualities, knowledge, etc. That is one reason why do we pray him, so that he helps us in doing so. One obvious reason ou bien one logical reason, you know, the Hinduism, vous trouvez, il y a du monde prier pied. Et là, we are talking about worshipping the sun. Some people worship the moon, kaina karva chauth. We worship the tree. We worship animals. Why? Because we are respecting that. For whatever the thing, the object, kilian pied, kilian sun, whatever. When we are praying, we are revering, we are respecting, we are being grateful, we are showing our gratitude to them. The sun, il donne nous la lumière, nous que ça, fine. If we don't have the sun, we are not healthy. We are not healthy if we don't have the sun. Imagine un jour sans soleil, no one will be alive, right? There will be complete dark without the sunlight, totally without the sun. Parce que in a raison de man will know tout ça, que tu gain very less light. Il y a quelques places, pas, il y a 6 mois environ, li totally dark. like evening type of, yeah, early evening, and later you have the sun, right? But imagine a world without a sun. We will die because the sun gave us vitamins. No, docteur dit au reste dans le soleil pour bien vitamine. It is healthy. And here you refer to Isha Upanishad. Isha Upanishad dit que the last 3 or 4 verses of Isha Upanishad is dedicated to the light, the fire, the sun. The sun, c'est quoi? C'est un fire, right? Is dedicated to that. And Saman 3-4 derniers 3-4 verses de Isha Upanishad, they are recited during funeral. We say, oh Pushan, you are the nourisher. Surya is the nourisher. He nourishes us pas nous dimun. He nourishes the he nourishes everything, the plants, whatever qui existait sur la terre, right? So the point here is you can get this question for Surya, no? Explain the importance of Surya within Smartism. Ou capable for Vaishnavism, we are going to see Vaishnavism. Ou capable, pas Vaishnavism, do. Vishnu, sorry. You can get for Shakti. Here you will have to describe why are we praying Shakti. So because Shakti do mention Shiv with that. Comment? I tell you. It is said that Shiv is Shav. Shiv, I'm recording it, but I'll send you the recording. Shiv is Shav without Shakti. Shav veut dire a dead body. Si moi ou prana dans ou prana veut dire ou life, you are Shav, no, you are a dead body. So if there's no Shakti with Shiv, Shiv is Shav. Quand je t'écris Shav, sorry, vous mettez dans single inverted comma. It is a Hindi word we are using, right? So, à cause ça, on peut dire ici, si vous avez une question là en Shakti, do mention Shiv in that way. Quand vous prenez pour décrire le mot Shakti, what is Shakti? Shakti is energy. Shakti is power. Shakti is prana. Prana, likav, il y a different meaning. Normalement, pran means air. But pran can be referred to life parce que sans l'air, nous pas life. But prana means layer. So Shakti is prana or life. If you don't have Shakti, you don't have prana. Your senses cannot perceive. No. So that goddess is doing that work of, letting you perceive through your senses, or bien doing things, being active. Even Shiv without Shakti cannot exist. And in Shaktism, those who pray Kali, tout ça, and those one sect of it is those who pray Lakshmi, if you remember. So Shakti is not only like Shakti, like the goddess Kali, Durga, very fearful one, but in sub form as well, Shakti. And the sub form is in the form of Lakshmi, right? Consequently, Lakshmi in different forms, South Indians, in a priyeli kuma Lalita, etc. So different things, but let's stick it to one thing. Nubabukav, I'll dig in the vast knowledge here in your work. Okay, so you prepare, especially those upper 6 class, you prepare this question, no? Be prepared. It can ask for any god here. Ou bien les cadres manulo des gods aussi ensemble. Anything is possible. The point is you prepare yourself, right? Let's see next question. Vaishnavism is the most influential Hindu tradition. Discuss this claim. Est-ce que Vaishnavism, dans sa katla là, the question is, Vaishnavism is more influential, is the most influential. You have to discuss it, right? Somehow, Mobabuja is true completely, but if you say statistics of the world, I'm saying statistics of the world, and a beaucoup d'immunzen the Vaishnav. Now, when you say Vaishnav, you can write this out, of course. Huh? When you say Vaishnav, it's not only praying the form of Vishnu. Vishnu on the serpent, to be standing on the lotus. C'est pas seulement ça. But Vaishnav, Likapav and worshipper of Ram, Likapav and worshipper of Venkateshwar, Likapav and worshipper of Vithala, Narayan, and Ranganatha, of Parshuram, of Krishna. No? That is the different forms of Vishnu. They can be the different forms of Vishnu. Right? Je te rappelle quand tu fais Vaishnavism and other sects, I told you, il n'est pas important, il n'est pas nécessaire qu'il vous rappelle man subsect, non? Man lineage, tout ça. If you remember it, you can write it. That is not an issue. Mais you pas écrit, you are not penalized for that. No? But you must know qu'il y en a beaucoup other subsect, right? You can write it. Yeah, so we are talking about Vaishnavism. Bon, Vaishnavism in crop up, in spread, plutôt nous dire, thanks to Bhakti Vedanta, no? The guru of what we know the ISKCON, the guru of ISKCON. That does not mean that Vaishnavism was not present before him. Vaishnavism was there, but it spread throughout the world as from, by ISKCON, by the guru, right? So Vaishnavism, is it the most influential tradition? You have to discuss. Vaishnavism focuses on bhakti. And bhakti has been said to be the easiest path to moksha. The easiest path to moksha. In Vaishnavism, there is equality. There is equality. Vaishnavism, the universal aussi. Universal veut dire even in non-Hindu can be a Vaishnav, right? For example, if you get ISKCON today, you will find many European being members of ISKCON, right? They have converted or not, this is not the point here, but the point is they are following Vaishnavism. But that they converted to Hinduism, I don't know. That is definitely not the point. But they pray. Most of them, they pray Krishna. No? Because the Bhagavad Gita is considered to be universal. Maybe there are few mention in the Bhagavad Gita that there is we need to worship the gods, etc. and all. But aussi in India, que we worship the Supreme, keeping and form, right? That's why we consider to be universal, and it talks logical things that we can put into practice in our daily life, right? So sectarian divisions are blurred and confused in the reality of a majority Hindu country, and it is in Hinduism's very nature to be pluralistic and accepting multiple and diverse expressions. You know, since things have spread, Vaishnavism in buku sect, right? If you remember the sect, you can add no issue in that. But Hinduism is known to be pluralistic. Hinduism accepts it too. Hinduism accepte even an atheist, right? Parce qu'il y a un athéiste qui n'a pas croire de bon Dieu, mais definitely ce qui m'a causé n'est pas on this subject. But atheism, un démon, il est capable de pas croire de bon Dieu, il pas prier bon Dieu, mais c'est moi qui fait bonne action, non? Good actions. Like someone has no food, he or she is feeding the person. But this is good karma already. Malgré qu'il believe he or she is atheist. Okay. We continue on it. Outside the context of its place of origin, which is India, we usually say, we might consider how scholarly and cultural understandings of Hinduism are formed and the amount of contact scholars and non-Hindu individuals might have with the religion. The Vaishnavism killing fair Kandin spread, the first foundation of SCON was not in India, was abroad in the European countries. Right? So in SCON, c'est quoi? You are scholar or not, okay? You can meet, you can have contact, you can discuss things. Les pas croire dans sa Brahmanical order hierarchy là, this and Brahman equals avec un Brahman, no. The equal, they believe in that equality. C'est une raison qui fait become the most influential Hindu tradition. And l'autre raison aussi qui est rajouté, it just came my mind avant m'oublier, c'est le Shaktism. And partie de Shaktism is fair animal sacrifice. Vaishnavism does not do that. Parce qu'ils really believe in purity, there is God in everything, right? Donc, Hinduism dit que you should not torture. But Shaktism in a sect qui torture, animal sacrifice. But there is another tradition now, Vaishnavism, les gens do not torture et ils pas pratique animal sacrifice. Because ça n'a pas plus influential, Vaishnavism, parce que ils peut follow what has been said, ils peut put into practice what has been said in scriptures. That's why ils peut become more influential. And also, as I told you, ils pas limited to Hindus only, anyone, any community, n'importe qui religion, n'importe qui qualité d'humain est capable de be part of the Vaishnavism movement. The most famous Vaishnavism movement, as I told you, is the ISKCON. Okay? Is the ISKCON. Many Hindus worship a personal deity, which cross the sectarian device academic study. Similarly, the history of study of religion shows the influence of Christianity, particularly the Protestant forms of Christianity. It could be argued that there is not actually any real thing called Vaishnavism or Hinduism. Quelque part, tout est pareil, tout est real, no? Tout pareil. Qu'il est Shaktism, qu'il est whatever ism you are believing in, we are all praying the Supreme One. That is also the point. Okay. You can get a question here. Shaivism, the more important. Marxism, the more important. You prepare your question in that way. Okay.